Hello, welcome back. This is Anil Sharma, motivational speaker and corporate trainer. If you are a learner of communicative English, you are, undergoing lessons and classes how to speak fluently in English. One of the major problems most of the non-native speakers face is how to express yourself smoothly and swiftly. That means how to develop fluency in English. If you are a kind of person who has learned everything about tenses, who has learned everything about preposition, who has learned everything about verbs, but even after that, when the occasion comes to express yourself fluidly, smoothly, swiftly, you falter, you fumble, you struggle. That means you're struggling with the problem of fluency in English. And I have seen in my career of 15 to 16 years, most of the non-native speakers, they have learned everything about the grammar. They have learned everything about the basics. But even after that, they struggle to speak fluently in English. So if you are a kind of person who is struggling to, express yourself freely, smoothly, fluently in English, then this video is going to be very helpful for you. Today, through this video, in three very easy, simple, easy to follow, easy to implement steps, I'm going to tell you how to develop your fluency without any external help from any coaching institution or any institution for that matter. Number one, I have observed many students or many learners of communicative English that the most common mistake they do make is first they try to think in Hindi in their mind. First they think in their heads in Hindi and then they try to translate that in English. This is the most common and major mistake most of the Hindi non-native speakers make. Through this method, you will never develop your fluency. When you try to think a sentence in Hindi in your mind, then you try to translate it in English and then you speak it. It will take a lot of time. The process becomes cumbersome. So what is the solution? Solution is you should know how to produce the language. For example, when you speak in your native language, I assume that your native language is Hindi. So when you speak to somebody else in Hindi, do you translate it or you just spur of the moment spontaneously you speak in Hindi? That should be the case with English. This is not going to happen in one day. It will take time and regular practice, but you should know the art of producing language. How you will produce the language? There is only mantra for this. Get your vocabulary strong and practice, practice and practice. So first thing is you should know how to produce the language. That means you should be able to speak English without thinking in your mind in Hindi and then translating it into English and then speaking. This is the first major common mistake most of the non-native speakers of English language make. So learn the art of producing the language. Read more and more, practice more and more, speak more and more, make a group, do whatever you can do whatever you want to do. But get to that level where you can easily produce the language without thinking. Just language is, getting produced inside your mind. That is the surefire way of developing fluency. This is first step. What is the second step? Second step is in my earlier video, how to speak in English without any coaching or without any help. In that video, I put emphasis on developing vocabulary. For that, I suggested using a dictionary. But for developing fluency, you should use a thesaurus. Now, what is the difference between a dictionary and a thesaurus? Because more and more synonyms of any word you know, more swiftly and more fluently you will speak. So whenever a new word is coming in front of you, instead of referring a dictionary to develop fluency, I will suggest you refer to a thesaurus. A thesaurus, when you go to look for a word in thesaurus, it tells you all the synonyms of that particular word in that particular language. For example, the word boy comes in front of your eyes and you look up this word in thesaurus. So a thesaurus will tell you what are the all synonyms available in that particular language. English for our discussion today. So when you refer to thesaurus, it improves your vocabulary in a very fast, in a very powerful way. So to speak fluently in English, you should know many synonyms of the same word, so that whatever word is coming to your mind, you are speaking it. So that is another method of developing fluency. Third thing is always speak in simple and short sentences. all the major magazines, novels, books, international level, international standard books and magazines I'm talking about, they all use very simple language. All the international level newspapers also, Times, Washington Post, Wall Street Journal, they all use very simple language and they all use very short and simple sentences. So if you want to develop your fluency, learn to speak in simple and short sentences, because long sentences, when you try to speak in complicated words, when you try to speak in long sentences, automatically your fluency breaks down. Automatically your fluency suffers. So if you want to speak fluently, start speaking in short sentences, simple sentences, develop your vocabulary, learn more and more synonyms by referring to a thesaurus, and third most important thing is learn how to produce the language. This is the ultimate level of fluency in English or in any language for that matter. You know how to produce that language. If you reach that state, you will start thinking in English. So when you start thinking in English, this is the ultimate level. But you should know how to produce the language. Without knowing the art of producing that language, you won't be able to speak very fluently. So I see many students, I see many learners of communicative English, they struggle. They fumble. Why they fumble? Because their approach is wrong. Their method is wrong. So these three very fundamental simple steps will help you to develop your fluency, because friends, always remember, if you speak the language, it's okay. But if you speak in an effective and fluent way, that makes you more impressive. That presents you in a very bright color in front of all your colleagues, all your friends, or all people in your social circle. So developing fluency is very important, and these three simple steps, if you will put these steps into practice, I'm pretty confident one day you will speak in English like a pro. I hope you would have liked the video. If you did like the video, press the bell icon, like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching.